Good evening, everybody. I have defeated the strongest boss, the Q boss, as has the entire party, although they were here long before I was. So, go me and go them. Let's dive into things. Hey, we are live.
You have to get off your current mount. I hate that it doesn't automatically off.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that all the time, and then I keep clicking on somebody.
Yeah, this time I clicking on emo, and that's how come she got the #1 mount or spot than I didn't. Whoa.
I jumped off a cliff.
Hey, so I can fly. Do you want me to drive?
So you should fly.
Oh, you can fly here, Zora?
Yes.
Then yes.
My dude healed me to full. That was awesome.
Mine's going at it too.
Also, for some reason, I'm not tracking the primary quest for some reason.
I've always wanted to sit in Zora's seat, so I'm super excited about this.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have totally let you get in my seat.
All of that for just that.
It's worth it.
But it was cool. Worth
Yeah.
Indeed. Scions, a pleasure to have you with us again. You'll be happy to hear we've taken Alagiri, and have already begun fortifying it as our base of operations in the peaks. Give a shout to the lads as you pass, eh? We look like
I
we're
remember
tired of
how
walking
they
in the
laughed.
desert.
Alliance and resistance soldiers, eager for battle, trading jokes as we marched east towards the peaks. Beyond this last line of defenses lay the locks and the city. Breaching it would be no small feat. But we beat the Imperials back, just like that. And we liberated a village. The first of many.
Boilers lease.
I know, right?
Although I guess that is the name of the quest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see, this part of the peaks is much higher than the northern reaches, hence why the Imperials built Specula Imperatoris where they did. See those three towers to the east? That's her. Sits right on the edge of a cliff, so attacking from the north is a fool's errand. From the south, on the other hand, she's no different than any other Imperial installation. You see now why Veladina was so important, eh? Right. Then come along. They're waiting for us in Alagiri. I assume you can't fly here, Zora.
That's what I was just thinking about.
No.
That's why I was surprised you could fly the other place, because I figured there was like another dungeon we were going to have to do to unlock flying. but apparently not.
Uh, 150 Elms, southeast, there was one.
Oh, could you use it while you're in the car now, KJ?
No, I did it just before I jumped in.
Ah.
I don't know what the number's at now, though, but anyway. I am looking, though.
It says northeast.
Oh, it's right across from us. Straight
yeah,
across
yeah.
the
Ah,
cliff.
yes.
So, yeah, just go around the. Yeah. thought it
I
was
just wanted to
fun.
drive right off the cliff. That'll do it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it
Well,
didn't
would
let
it let you?
It didn't let me know.
Okay.
Oh, look, they even have a path up to it.
Evening, Okami. Welcome to the stream.
Those winged things have, on their wings have kind of a copper color to them. Copper and green.
Those things.
I don't know what they were. I can't remember what they're called. But it was up on that hill where we got the Aether.
Kind of a bug creature.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Almost like a bigger version of those flying ones from the other guys.
The Nah or Vath.
Yeah, the gnats and stuff. Yeah, the gaff.
Oh yeah, it
Gaff?
took me
Yeah.
almost 2 hours
The
to get in
Voth.
tonight.
Voth.
Vath, yeah.
Those look like big grasshoppers.
Indeed, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Chalupi.
Want to bet their amount?
Probably.
Oh, man. Here we are. The new base of operations for the Alliance and the Resistance. Ah, there you are. Greetings, General. I see you have been quite busy in our absence. Less than you might imagine. The Imperials fled at our coming, and we took the village without a fight. Your timing is impeccable. We were about to discuss our strategy to seize Specula Imperatorus. Though we are fresh from the road, we shall be glad to attend. Good. Take a moment to gather yourselves and join us when you're ready.
Well, that's not good.
What's that?
Well, I was just using a toothpick and my tooth, the cap of my tooth fell off.
Uh-oh.
Awesome.
Guess I'll have to go see him, the dentist.
That's never fun.
No. Well, if I get there soon enough, you can just reattach it.
Yeah. Well, you heard the Flame General. Looks like we've got a meeting to attend. I would say this is bigger than most villages we've seen so far. What is that pet, Zora?
That's from the fish beast
Ah, okay. I was like,
tribe.
what are those footsteps I keep hearing?
I don't know. It sounds like water squishing, right?
Mm-hmm. That everyone? Then let us begin. Alighieri is ours, and for a mercy we took it without losing a single man. But we dare not grow complacent. Specula Imperatoris will not be so easily won. If I may, General, should we not pause to consider the Imperial's motivations? For Xenos to surrender a fortified settlement of strategic importance without so much as firing a shot is inexplicable. Indeed, Okami. Indeed. We searched the village and found no traps or other signs of sabotage. Suspicious though it may be, I will not refuse this gift from our enemy. The path to Alamigo is through the east, though Specula Imperatoris and Castrum Albania, it bears repeating, however, that the latter is home to a massive cannon with unparalleled range and destructive power. Which means that we will need to strike Specula Imperatoris quickly, both to limit their ability to locate our forces in the field and to utilize the installation as a shield against attack, as they would doubtless not risk damaging the towers. I feel like Xenos would definitely blow up some towers just to get rid of us. So,
Yeah.
I see. That we have no choice but to accept what we have been given. Aye, that's the way of it. I've no doubt that Xenos has got something planned, but we'll just have to see with it. We'll just have to deal with it when the time comes. To the assault, then. The main host will commence a direct assault on Specula Imperatoris. During this time, I would hold the Scions in reserve at Alighieri to deal with any Imperial forces that may be dispatched in response. Understood. Wait a minute, we should be fighting with you in the Resistance. I understand you don't want to rely too much on the Warrior of Light after what he's been through, but at least let us do our part. I'm going with option 1. Thanks. I knew you would understand. Mayhap it would be best if I accompanied you. Alice, you can stay with the Warrior of Light. Oh, go if you must. The two of us can take care of ourselves. You have your orders. Dismissed.
And I went with number 2, and it said the same thing.
Meanwhile, deep within an Imperial research facility, unpleasant things are happening to the Skull Girl, I would assume.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were doing modifications.
Oh yeah, evil scientist, go Power Ranger, or what?
Uh-oh. They appear to be doing things to Kryl, too.
Oh, my head.
Let us see. So, she lives. Impressive. Or merely lucky, though that too may prove a useful trait.
My lord, what have you done to me?
Though we Guardians are intellectually and physiologically superior in almost all respects, we lack the hereditary traits required for the reliable manipulation of ether hence our unique inability to wield magics. This deficiency, for want of a better word, saw us subjected to decades of oppression by the lesser races, and we were eventually driven to seek shelter in the cold northern reaches of Ilsabard. Fortunately, said region was replete with vast deposits of ceruleum, which proved instrumental in the development of Magitech, a revolutionary technology conceived to compensate for our disadvantage. It was with Magitech that we grew strong, that our nation became an empire. Yet, ultimately, this was an extrinsic solution to an intrinsic problem. What I wanted was not a crude device to be used in lieu of magic. Through modification of the Garlean genome, I argued that it might be possible to enhance a subject's ability to manipulate ether, effectively empowering them to wield magics. Alas, my theories were met with consternation in the Imperial Court. Only Lord Xenos, with commendable foresight and wisdom, deigned to support my research.
You gave me this treatment, but I'm not Garlean.
Alamegan, through and through. What you have been granted is far greater than mere magic. Before that lesser light, it is as a second sun.
I am informed that Alagiri was recently occupied by the Resistance, and that an attack on Specular Imperatoris is considered imminent. This could provide an ideal opportunity to test her performance in the field.
Your skulls, was it? They have joined the garrison at the Watchtower?
Yes, my lord. By your leave, I would rendezvous with them and lead a counterattack against the insurgents.
No. Even were you to leave now, you would not arrive in time. There is another duty I would entrust to you.
Found you.
So full of fire and eager, weren't they? Well, I wouldn't worry too much. They're strong and they have each other. At least he spared me the trouble of having to speak up. I wasn't about to let Lise go alone. That's actually kind of cool looking.
Nice.
We have a fair bit of ground to cover, so we should split up. If you come across any Imperial soldiers, you know what to do. Oh, and so you know, I sent word to Arenvald's squadron. They're already searching other nearby areas, so we have allies in the event we encounter anything beyond our means. How many Garleans qualifies as beyond our means? Alright, that thing had a long aggro range. Well, you absolutely nuked that guy, Zora.
Chad Dragon.
Oh, and you may notice that some of your combat animations have probably changed. So.
A little bit. I'm so concentrating on my buttons and trying to figure them out.
Your animations have probably changed entirely. I was talking more about KJ and Emo, but but you're almost a new class at this point. So.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it's all about me.
I was fighting the originator of this Air Force model in Final Fantasy VI last week.
Oh, really?
It looks the exact same, just 2D. A lot of the Magitech designs you encounter originated in Final Fantasy VI. Because that's actually where the concept of Magitech in general originated, so... Ah, give me a moment. Say that again, if you would. Hmm? No, maintain your distance for now. Understood. Keep me apprised of any developments. That was our involved. The pair that was spying on us in the fringes has followed us here. What about you? Any trouble? And here I was thinking we might be due some peace and quiet. Glad to hear you dealt with them. I hope the assault on Specula Imperatorus is going well. I'm actually taking the healer coat there. I like the way that one looks.
Looks good, yeah.
You've improved, lad. Come now, father. You lured the fool onto my blade, and do not try to deny it.
Our work here is all but done. What of Conrad and his men?
They are for the main tower. The skulls have offered fierce resistance thus far, but Conrad seems to believe he can convince them to lay down their arms.
Then we will tend to the stragglers down below. With me!
Yeah, I remember being kind of annoyed in the A Realm Reborn ending cinematics when we didn't actually get to see him cut Telegia in half. They implied that they cut him in half, but they didn't show it.
Report.
Enemy forces have overrun the lower facilities and appear to be mounting an assault on the main tower. We have already received a request for reinforcements. A unit of legionaries has been mustered and is ready to depart. They await your orders, Commander.
Stand down.
Commander?
Tell them to stand down.
Commander, if I may, our people, your people are still in there. They will be slaughtered.
You think I don't know that? I want nothing more than to help them. To lead the bloody charge. But I have my orders. Lord Xenos said no reinforcements. He would have us use the main cannon to destroy the installation.
What? Kill our own soldiers? You must be mistaken.
Mayhap you'd like to ask Lord Xenos yourself. I thought not. Initiate the firing sequence. Wars are won on the backs of the dead. Theirs and ours. There is no truth but this. We must remain firm and resolute and always, always do our duty. Now, give the order.
Initiate firing sequence.
Aye, aye. Initiating firing sequence. Release safety locks. Deploy main cannon.
Hansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. For us. For our people. For our future.
I need you to confirm the target, Commander.
Specula Imperatoris, main tower. Fire when ready.
What in the seven hells?
Long-range artillery.
Those treacherous bastards. Their people were still fighting. Full retreat. Now! Relay the orders!
Understood. All forces retreat! I repeat, all forces retreat!
By the 12, did you see that? The main tower just collapsed. You heard it too, didn't you? It must have been the cannon at the castrum. But that was an Imperial installation, and their troops were still... Damn it, no one's responding. I don't know if the shell's being jammed or... We have to go right now. They need our help. This way. There's no time to lose. Worse than it looks. He probably wasn't... Pull yourself together. The gate. This is our way inside. We need to find my brother. Right now. The locks on the massive gate appear to have been disabled. You need only prise them open to pass through. I'm glad you're here. In case it isn't obvious, the Imperials fired on us. On Specula Imperatoris. I didn't think they had it in them. To kill their own men just to kill us? Gods damn them all. Where is my brother? Tell me where he is. I want to see him. He was in the tower when it was struck. But that need not mean anything. Our forces are still evacuating and many remain unaccounted for. Alice, listen. There are soldiers wounded and dying all around us. Soldiers with families, just like you and me. They need our help, do you understand? He's right. I'll take the north, you take the east. Thank you. I think I can manage on my own. For a moment there, I thought I was bound for Thal's Great Hall. Ye gods, what were the Imperials thinking? Just give me a moment to let the world stop spinning, would you? There. Alligary's not far. I'll make it. I'll make it. Oh, and from her reaction before she fired the cannon, do you think the Garleans have given her the echo now?
Mm-hmm.
Everything hurts. I think I was struck by debris from the tower. Wait, I know you. The ward of House Fortem. We fought together on the steps of fate. You saved my life back then, and now... You apparently weren't banged up all that bad at all. You got up quick. I can walk. Thank you. 1,000 times thank you. Conrad! Conrad, can you hear me? Nago, put him down over here.
Conrad! Conrad, speak to me!
It was all so sudden. Conrad had just convinced the last few skulls to surrender when we heard the bang and everything started to shake. We carried the survivors to safety, but Conrad's... We have done what we can for him. All that remains is to pray.
Conrad?
Is that you, Lise? I can't see a damn thing. Well, that's that then. Time's up.
What are you talking about? You'll be on your feet before you know it.
It's all right, Lise. I've lived long enough. But listen, I want you to lead the resistance in my stead.
Don't say another word. You'll recover. We'll recover. We'll bring freedom to Alamigo together. We're not going to stop here.
No, you won't. Everything we've built, everyone we've brought together, I know you'll show them the way. You've got it in you, Lise. Not because you're Curtis's daughter or Ida's sister, but because you're you. Because you're you.
Conrad.
Lead them to victory. To freedom.
I will, Conrad. I will. I promise.
Well, maybe you'll get lucky like I did, and the queue will actually go down when you get back in there. Didn't go down much. Went back down maybe 100. Basically, each time I got the 2002 error.
Next round, double the charge.
Come, Nidhogg. We are needed.
That's the cerulean pipeline!
Impossible! How can one man... Shoot the bastard! Shoot him!
My lance has slain far greater beasts. You're welcome, boy.
Notify all units! I want that intruder found! And get the engineers to fix my bloody cannon! The savages are coming!
We could have killed them. We could have walked away. But instead, we tried to convince them to lay down their arms. We tried to seek a peaceful resolution. We showed them mercy, and this was their response? Fire and blood, this was their answer? Such crimes cannot go unpunished. They must not. God's is my witness, there will be a reckoning. Forgive me. Now is not the time for vows of vengeance. We must remain calm and rational and in control. The Imperials have demonstrated a willingness to fire on their own. So long as we remain here, we are in danger. We three will see to Commander Kemp's body, find my sister, and return to Alighieri. There, that should suffice for now. Go on and join the others. Tell me you found Alpha Node. Tell me he is alright. Oh, thank the 12. I don't know what I would have done. Though, saying that, what will the Resistance do without Commander Kemp? Sorry, not here, not now. We should return to Alighieri. Keep an eye out for any wounded who need our help on the way. I see a lookout point for later.
Yep.
That one will be easy. It wasn't long ago I was trying to kill you and yours. I have expected you were about to slit my throat. The hell's with this. I should be back in Ilzabard instead of taking fire from my so-called comrades.
Your minion is loud.
I know.
Congrats! Squeak, 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 squeak. Thanks, friend. Bloody tourniquet came loose and I was having trouble getting it back on. I should be fine the rest of the way. Oh, there must be another one inside this circle. Oh no. My dogs love the snow on the rare occasion they get it. The other one's over here. Oh, bless you. Wait, is that you? I didn't recognize you at first. Been feeling a bit dizzy. Must have lost a lot of blood. I can keep going. I can keep going. Get in the trunk. Yeah, he ain't listening.
I know. How about we give you a ride, sir?
I guess we probably could have teleported, but we're almost back now, so. Ah. Yeah. We have given over Commander Kim's remains for safekeeping. Later, I have no idea when, rites must needs be performed. For now, however, we must carry on. We must press forward. We must not give in to despair. All Alliance and resistance units have now withdrawn from Specula Imperiatoris. It is time that we spoke with General Alden. These deaths weigh heavy on my soul. Commander Kemp's most of all. He was a wise leader. He was a patriot. But above all else, he was a good man who will be sorely missed. One of many lost this day. I ask for a moment's silence to pray for the souls of the departed. We have suffered a grievous defeat, but we cannot and will not renounce this cause. The die has been cast. Hold tight to this grief, this anger, and let it drive you forward. Let it be your strength and your shield when next you face the enemy. It will carry us far, General. Of that I have no doubt. Ere we take another step towards Alamigo, however, we must first address the question of how to deal with Castro Mabanya's cannon. If the Imperials are willing to employ the weapon without thought for their own soldiers' safety, we may struggle to approach them. A frontal assault is out of the question. We'd lose countless men before we even reach the walls. Would we? Recall that the Imperials could have obliterated our forces had they kept firing, but neglected to do so. They had no strategic reason to cease fire, which begs the question, why did they? You suspect they were unable to fire the cannon again, mayhap due to a malfunction? Or one of their officers found his conscience after the first barrage, or a heretofore unknown resistance faction chose to that moment to disable it. There are many possibilities, but the fact remains that they stopped when logic dictated they continue. Then I'll just have to go and see for myself if the cannon is still operational. Are you mad? Conrad put you in charge of the resistance. We can't risk losing another commander so soon. I know how you feel, Nago. I do. But I need you to understand. It wasn't long after Papalymo and I arrived in Rhalgr's Reach that Conrad first asked me to join the resistance. And then he kept on asking. Every time I said no. I told myself it was because of the Scions. But even then, I knew deep down that it was an excuse. That I was afraid of following my heart, because I couldn't be sure if it was me, or if it was for me, or for Ida. But then I met someone on the other side of the world, who had struggled with the same worries. And as we traveled and fought together, I saw him grow and become the leader his people needed him to be. And now it's my turn to do the same. There's not a lot of us left, and of the ones that are, many are still wounded. We have to make do with what we've got, and I'm the best qualified. It's as simple as that. But don't worry, Naga. I'll come back. I promise. I'm not sure why she's the best qualified, but okay. While I acknowledge Commander Hex's right to carry out this mission, I see no reason why she should do it alone. Would you go with her? Option 1.
Did he use your rank?
Yes, he did.
Cool.
Then it is settled. We will wait for your return. That's why I asked, why is she the most qualified? Because we are the ones standing here. So. Sorry to drag you into this. It may not be the decision Conrad would have made, but I'm not Conrad. I never will be. I don't know what kind of leader he was hoping for, but right now all I can do is be myself. If you don't mind, I'd rather not wait around and have people try to talk me out of this. Let's get moving. I know a good vantage point overlooking the castrum. word I cannot pronounce is hope. The ship's stranded on the rocks to the east of here. It shouldn't take us long to get there. Oh, but there might be some ancient golems guarding it. Or that might have just been an old wives' tale. Either way, it's worth the risk. Lease, Commander, I pray you proceed with all due caution. Do not hesitate to call upon us if needed. To reach the ship, we'll have to scale the cliff face. I'll get some climbing gear and meet you there, alright?
Woot! I'll be right back.
Okay. What are we wooting, KJ?
I take her spot and she runs off.
Ah.
Gosh.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I got confused. Zora's so low on Discord, I didn't see her say just a minute.
Ah.
I was like, why are we not moving? Your carbuncle is on the destination. I can't click it. Oh, there, I got it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault where it lands.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I see you've met the golems. Looks like the old stories were true, eh? In a way, I'm glad. Right then. Time to climb. Whew. That took a bit more out of me than I expected. And here it is. Here she is. Nunkref's Hope. The ark that one man made to save countless others from a flood during the 6th Umbral era. It's comforting to think that have always been people who cared this much for their fellow man, who accomplished such great feats that people couldn't help thinking they must be made up. But the proof's right here, isn't it? I just don't mean the shit. I don't just mean the shit. You know, I mean you. Long before anyone started calling you a hero, you were there for those in need. You did things for people when you didn't have to. Sometimes even when they didn't want you to. It can't have been easy, staying true to yourself, but we're all better for it. Me included. I'll never be a leader like Conrad, or Hien, or my father. But I could be a friend to you all, and I could fight by your side. I could be me. And that'll just have to be enough, eh? Strange to think back on it. If we'd been standing in different places, or if the shell had struck the tower differently, it would have been me instead of Conrad, or maybe both of us. What kind of a monster murders their own? Is that smoke from Castra Mabania? Wait, it's coming from the cannon. Can't tell what happened from here, but I could tell that it won't be giving us any trouble for the immediate future. This is our chance to avenge Conrad and all the others who died in the tower, friend and foe. To take Castra Mabania and bring the bastards who gave the order to fire to justice. It won't be easy after the losses we took, but I know everyone's champing at the bit to strike back. With the right plan, I'm certain we can do it. We have to tell the others. Come on. Easier down than up, eh? Though not necessarily safer. Anyway, no time to rest. We need to convince the others to strike now, before the Imperials have time to fix their cannon. Congrats, Sora.
Thank you.
There's no time to lose. General Alden needs to know what we saw. You're returned. I only hope you bring good news. We scaled the cliffs of Nirkemp's Hope and spied smoke rising from Castra Mabania's main cannon. I think Marshal Tarleton's right. They didn't fire again because they couldn't. The cannon seems to have been disabled somehow. Then we must attack Castra Mabania at once. It could still be a trick, but if it isn't, we may not get a better opportunity. Bluntly, General, if it is a trick, it is an utterly baffling stratagem. Had the Imperials wished to wipe us out, they could simply have kept firing. Be that as it may, we need not risk everything to seize it. I say we dispatch a small contingent to infiltrate the castrum and secure control of the weapon. If the enemy is preoccupied with repairs, we may be able to take them unawares. If, on the other hand, it is indeed a trick, our token force will prove an elusive target, and we will at least know the cannon is operational. Either way, it seems well worth the risk. But how do we infiltrate the castrum? In anticipation of a day such as this, men and women under my command have labored long to cultivate a network of informants throughout Girabania, including Redatia. Redatia is home to many who hold menial positions in Castrum Abania and other nearby installations. With the aid of our allies there, I believe we can secure a route into the fortress. The Resistance will handle this. You may have recruited these informants, but they'll be just as happy to work with fellow Alamegans. And at the end of the day, it's our land, our responsibility. Let us do right by Conrad. I should be glad to accompany her, General, as would Alice and the Warrior of Light, I am sure. Well then, if you're all in agreement, I see no reason to refuse you. We will make ready to march on Castrum Abania. Go, and may Ralgr watch over and keep you. My apologies for speaking on your behalf. It would seem my sister's forthright manner is rubbing off on me. I confess, my decision to volunteer was not wholly motivated by concern for Lys, nor Les Alamigo. Castrum Abania is the largest Imperial facility in the Peaks, you see, and so the likelihood that Kryl is being held captive there is quite high. Dealing with the cannon remains our main objective, of course, but if there is even a chance that Kryl might be rescued in the process, I would never forgive myself if I did not take it.
Congrats.
Thank you. That's kind of a cool looking stick, Emo.
Yeah.
So, to review, we are to travel to Redatia, where we will meet with a contact recruited by Marshal Tarapin's agents. I took the liberty of reviewing intelligence reports while the Warrior of Light and Lys were away, so the settlement is not wholly unfamiliar to me. As the Vice Marshal indicated, the vast majority of the populace is employed as menial labor in either Specula Imperatoris or Castrum Abania. Perhaps as a result of this, the Resistance has long struggled to make inroads there. Aye, you have the right of it. They got a better deal than most Alamegans, feeding off what scraps the Imperials give them. Damned if I know how Marshal Tarpin's agents got one of them to turn his coat. I understand your disdain, I do, but I also understand the desire to look after their families by any means necessary. Our contact is a Redagan woman. She will ask us a question. After we answer with courage, she will know us as friends. Courage. Right. Put together a squadron, Nago. We'll need them soon. With me, my friends, and be ready for anything.
Is that a blue quest?
It's an aetherite.
Well, we all want those.
That's right.
Hey, you're that adventurer everyone's been talking about, aren't you? Just the man I wanted to see. You've a bit of time to spare, I hope. Not really, but sure. It seems a bloody miracle we managed to take Alighieri without spilling a drop of blood. But it was all thanks to one man. A man the Alliance would very much like to speak with. Getting him to come in for questioning, however, has proved more trouble than we thought. It's not my place to be dealing with this, to be honest with you, but I think it'd be best to resolve this matter quietly if possible. Things could get messy around here if the Alliance or Resistance starts kicking up a fuss. I'd like to draw attention if I leave my post, but you adventurers are free to move about as you please. So, what do you say? Can you give me a hand? You adventurers are good folk. Now, I really shouldn't say much more out here in the open. You best go and speak with him yourself. Bout's his name. He can tell you the rest. The adventurer who slew Lord von Belsar. So they sent you to claim my head, then. Brazen Brook sent you to help? Oh, thank heavens. You see, I'm actually a centurion of the Garlean forces. Now, before you do anything rash, let me explain. When I learned of the Allied forces' approach, I knew we had no way of repelling them, so I ordered all my men to retreat from Alighieri. I then planned to turn myself in, but I ran into certain complications. I can see you're unconvinced. Tell you what, why not ask the villagers about me? When you hear what they have to say, I think you'll come to understand why I couldn't turn myself in. Out? The place wouldn't be the same without him, and we certainly have no intentions of sending him back to be butchered by the Alliance. Where'd you hear that name? We'll have anyone speaking ill of him. Unless you're looking to pick a fight, you'll keep your mouth shut. What do you want with Bout? He's not in trouble, is he? We already told the Alliance scum they can't have him. There you are. Now do you see the cause for my hesitation? In light of their reaction to my being arrested, the Alliance has allowed me to remain here for the time being. But for all intents and purposes, I am a war prisoner. The villagers initially meant to keep me hidden, but harboring one's enemy is a serious crime no matter whose side you're on. And I've heard what the Alliance does to those who help the Garleans. Stuff of nightmares, I tell you. My execution is assured the moment they take me into custody. But if the villagers should take arms at protest, they don't deserve such a bloody fate. Brazen Brook has made a valiant effort to assuage the people's anger, but there's only so much a man in his position can do. I know how strange this may seem, but I want you to convince the people of Alighieri to allow for my surrender. Well, that was a pretty easy Aether Current to get.
Mm-hmm.
I also fought a guy that looked just like these guys in Final Fantasy VI last week. See? What did I tell you? Let us continue on to Specula Imperatoris. I don't think we can get to that one right now. Yes, I wish to enter. Of course, there were still soldiers lurking about. Fortunately, they were no match for Lys. Come, Radasha is not much further. Of course, in light of our recent encounter, it would be prudent to proceed with caution and remain vigilant for Imperial forces. Interesting how I clicked the mount up button, then realized the space we're supposed to go was 100 yards away, so I was just going to run it, but I still mounted up anyway. Griffin can't make up its mind. Now that was impressive that you were able to hide. You were also considerably squishier than you appeared. Well, I was going to join that fate, but it's over.
Weird.
Oh my gosh, what is...
Hmm?
Jamel?
The Balls of the Fate was almost dead when we got there, so that's why it ended like that.
No, I was saying weird about that animal behind us.
Oh, I didn't even see.
Yeah, it's like Jamel.
A giraffe, head, leg, neck,
Camel.
whatever.
Yeah, the best that's yeah, it's a Final Fantasy giraffe. That's the only thing I could say. That is a very weird looking creature. Looks like it's safe to enter. I don't see any Imperials. I don't see smoke coming above Castra Abanya anymore. You think they fixed the cannon already? I would hope not, Lise.
That shield's cool looking.
Indeed. Alpha Node said we were looking for a Radagan woman, right? And that we should answer her question with courage. I suppose we'll just have to strike up conversation with every one of them until we find our contact. Let me know if you find her. I'll do the same. It's an aggressive giraffe.
Oh, there's someone over here.
Ain't seen you around before. Takes a certain kind of man to walk into a place like this uninvited. Courage, you say? Well, that's in short supply these days. Better to keep your head down and go along to survive. Call me a coward too, if you like, cause I'll not speak on it more. At least not here. Outside Radasha, behind those barricades over yonder, on the other hand. Hey, was that who I think it was? Oh, that's a relief. Or a trap. Either way, I'll find Alpha Node and Alice. We'll meet you there. Not followed, were you? Good. That's all of you, is it? Let's get to it then. Name yourselves. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, friends of Marshal Tarapin. Name's Stark. Stark Woad. The rest you know, or we wouldn't be here. This is about Specula Imperatoris and the cannon, isn't it? Just so. Can you tell us what happened? Aye, I overheard soldiers talking while working on the mess. The Cerulean pipeline fueling the cannon was destroyed by an unidentified male insurgent, they said. One man single-handedly disabled the cannon? That beggars belief. Nevertheless, that's what they said. It took a while, but they finally put the fires out, and the engineers have been working day and night to repair it. Wish I could tell you more, but the incident has everyone jumping at shadows and afraid to say much more. To make matters worse, the Alamegan helped have been sent home indefinitely. So the cannon could already be fully operational. We needed to sneak inside Castra Mabania to ensure the cannon is no longer a threat to our troops. Can you help us? Aye, that much I can do. I've pieced together a map of the interior over the years, and I know for a fact that there are multiple points of entry. Impressive. If we split into several groups, that may improve our odds of reaching the fire control center. We may be few in number, but I have faith that we can see this through. We have that for which we came. All that remains is to make our preparations. You and your ever-dependable allies will enter the castrum with my sister. With my sister and I, by way of the ventilation ducts leading to the hangars. From there, we will proceed into weapons research and unleash bloody mayhem. At the same time, Alize and I will create a diversion elsewhere, and in the ensuing confusion, Lise and her unit will attempt to reach the fire control center undetected. If all goes to plan, our three parties will subsequently converge on this location, and together we will secure the cannon before finally notifying the Alliance that they are clear to attack. Sounds simple enough. I'll go brief Nago on the details. The rest of you come with me. We'll deal with the Magitech patrol. We'll need to deal with the Magitech patrols before you infiltrate the castrum. Blue quest. You're not from around here, are you? You'd never see an Alamegan strike up a conversation with a Radasha resident. But seeing as we're already talking, I have a job that's just right for an outsider like you. Talk with the girl behind that building over there, and she'll give you all the details. She's a bit testy, mind you. About bloody time. Here, take the supply crate and trade it with the merchant in Aligiri for food. He's usually lurking in an alley somewhere, shifty bastard. You'll know him when you see him. Do not tell him a Radasha native sent you. There'll be no grub for us if you do. We'll deal with this a little later, since we don't have any way to quickly get back here. Did somebody sink?
No, they attacked me.
I just did.
Alright. And it takes off my tank stance just for sinking to this.
Oh, that's dumb.
Muchly.
Oh, Emo and I didn't have to sync on that.
Ah.
73 and above would have to sync with it.
Gotcha.
So it just hit us. I was trying to figure out what you were talking about. It was just right on the 1 point mark.
Gotcha. Almost there, friends. Your point of entry is just around the bend up ahead. The last patrol should be here any moment. Once we've dealt with them, we'll be clear to advance, assuming that they keep to their usual schedule. Might be prudent to stand watch for a moment after, just in case. By Rogger, I knew you lot were good, but I had never expected you to defeat them so swiftly. He is the finest warrior I know, and I should like to think we have learned something from our time. I would like to think we have learned something from our time in his company. Now, where is the entrance to the ducts? Right behind you. I've mapped the branches, so you should have no trouble reaching the hangars or any other of the places. Understood. Thank you again for your invaluable assistance. As discussed, we shall divide into 2 groups and proceed via separate routes into the castrum. Remember that our objective is to cause as much chaos as possible to draw the Imperials away from Lise and her men. If there's nothing else, I'll return to the Resistance forces and show them to the entrance. May Rogger guide you to victory. This is your last chance to make preparations. When you and yours are ready, we shall begin.
I thought our response wasn't supposed to be courage. It was like some bravery or something, wasn't it?
No, it was courage.
Okay.
I do like how basically any time we have a time where we're supposed to make a specific response to somebody, it includes an option to mention wild roses. which I don't think we've ever actually had to use, even though we were told at the very beginning of the game that was what the Scions say.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Alright, are we ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Wasn't anything down one of these side routes, was there? No. Okay. That just would have been a good place to hide a treasure thing or something. Alright. Wheel is his tank buster. Magitech Fire 2 is a targeted circle AoE. Magitech Fire 3 is a group-wide AoE. Wild Speed rushes around the room in line patterns. During this attack, 2 12th Legion Optio adds will spawn and activate the cannons on the side of the arena, bombarding random players with avoidable AoEs. Defeat the adds to commandeer their cannons and use this ability on the Magna Rotor to disrupt this attack. This attack will continue indefinitely until Magna Rotor is hit with a cannon shot. Be warned that the Magna Rotor cannot be harmed while it is speeding around the arena. Wait for it to pause before firing. So we fight the guy, and eventually some adds will come and turn these cannons on. We kill the adds and use the cannons to shoot him. And then repeat, I would assume. Adds. Oh, I shot him, but I don't know how to get out of this thing.
Put up the top.
I had to wait for him to break the cannon, I guess.
It was timed.
Ah.
I got out just a second ago, also. But I was shooting him while he was over there, so.
As was I. And here the ads come again.
How do you, I can't even tell if I'm in it or...
You push one and then set it at his feet. It's a artillery type thing. AoE on the ground. If you go too far, the dot will disappear.
I don't even know if I did it. So...
I got him.
Okay.
In the future, though, I need to not get in the cannons because I can't do anything once I'm in there.
DPS.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing more DPS?
No, I'm saying a DPS should go in there.
Yeah.
I'm being smart.
Oh, okay.
That's from the crap, whatever. I didn't know we could target them.
I need to pay attention to how low people are.
Oh, before you summon Bahamut?
Yeah.
Depends on what the cooldown is.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, in WoW I should really use my wolves more often because they're not that long of a cooldown anymore.
Yeah.
But I tend to save them for bosses.
And while I was not fighting these guys on Friday in Final Fantasy VI, I was fighting them 3 weeks ago in Final Fantasy VI. This is apparently just the land where we run into stuff from Final Fantasy VI.
Only had a recycle there, bad guys.
Alright, this next room's got more of those pods that we can break, it looks like. I've not entered the room yet because they start their cast as soon as we get in range, so... Did I say it?
Yeah.
I just fought this guy in Final Fantasy VI the other day, too. Okay, Stab is his tank buster. Gale Cut is targeted circle AoEs under the 3 non-tank players step away to avoid. Elemental Pillars, 3 pillar AoEs will appear on the platform. At least one person must stand in each to prevent excessive group-wide AoE damage. They transform into fire, ice, and lightning elemental attunement puddles after landing. Move into the puddle to attune yourself to that element. Barrier Shift. He will gain a shield that reflects all damage dealt by players not attuned to the same element as him. As he casts this ability, number 26 or no 24 shouts, "My cup runneth over with element and element." Attune yourself to the element he does not mention. So basically, avoid Gale Cut, and then one person needs to stand at each one of the pillars when they appear, and then we will need to attune ourselves to the proper element to cause him damage.
Okay.
Which he also did in Final Fantasy VI. Stand on a pillar. Ice and fire, so get to the lightning one. Which is, this one? Nope, that's ice.
Oh, that's ice.
Get back on the towers. Lightning and ice, so get in fire.
You just throw me away.
I liked his death. It was a good one. Good action.
Indeed.
That wasn't a bad fight.
Indeed
yeah,
not.
I liked it.
Target the bit first. There were far more enemies in that corridor than it appeared at first glance. He's big and angry. Alright. Ketu Slash is the tank buster. Rahu Blaster is a targeted column AoE. Ketu and Rahu is a ground targeted AoE and player targeted AoE. Roids, periodically Inferno will move to the back of the arena and get showered by a Magitech device there to empower his arms. Empowered Ketu adds a bleed debuff to the tank. The second empower adds vulnerability up. Empowered Rahu will add a multi-column room-wide AoE and proximity AoE. Second empower adds 2 player-targeted AoEs. Legion adds 2 12th Legion Death Claws and 1 12th Legion Packer will spawn. The 2 Death Claws will tether to random players and will incapacitate them should they reach their tethered player. The Packer will slowly move towards the back of the arena and attempt to use Quick Charge on the device. If the Packer is able to complete Quick Charge, Inferno will immediately upgrade his arms further. So basically we need to kill the ads as quickly as possible, but if the ad is tethered to you, run away from it. Other than that, it mostly seems to be to stay out of the stuff.
We weren't supposed to stack, right?
I didn't see a stack marker.
No, they usually, yeah.
Okay, he's going to start putting bleeds on me. Just so you know.
Okay.
It's her up.
Oh, I got too close.
I'm down. LB him whenever you can, KJ. And I will say, I didn't recognize that monster from Final Fantasy VI. So.
Are we grading or needing on
Needing
the
on the
orchestra?
orchestration, yeah.
Needing?
Need, yeah.
Are you all right? Ah, I think that answers my question.
Oh, I got bad.
We've
feeling
accomplished
about
our
that.
objectives as well.
Lisa's unit should be advancing upon the fire control center in the command tower. Let us join them.
Oh, for some reason, I thought that was going to be what's her name.
Lise,
Lalafell got
thank the
captured.
12 you're all right.
And you. There's the control center. Let's hit them hard and fast. Ready?
It was you, wasn't it? I gave the order to fire.
It was over! The Skulls had surrendered, no one else had to die, and you killed them! Your own people! Your own comrades!
You're right! I killed them. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn, all the rest, trained and fought with every last one of them. Good soldiers to a man. I gave the order that led to their deaths. And I knew exactly what I was doing.
But why? Why would you do that?
They died so that all Alamegans could live free. That was all we ever wanted. We made a promise that we would do whatever it took, so that one day the Imperials would learn to accept us. But everything comes at a price. And if you haven't got the means to pay, then you pay with blood. Service guarantees citizenship, but citizenship guarantees naught. It's not enough to do your part, oh no. You have to run faster, fight harder, kill more and more and more, and only then will you be equal. That's just how it is out here in the provinces. You buy your freedom with blood. There is no other way.
Shut up! Shut your mouth! You don't get to talk about freedom! You killed your own! They trusted you, and you killed them! Murderer! Butcher! Traitor!
Lise!
Gotcha!
I know what you can do. I've already seen it.
Alize!
Even so, the odds are against me.
Coward! Get back here!
Hero! Lord Xenos invites you to join him for the Royal Hunt, to be hosted at the palace. You may bring your horde, if you like. All are welcome.
She'll be all right, but we'll need to carry her. Will you help me? Thank you. Lise, I leave matters here in your hands.
Right.
Yep. They have given her the Echo. Or at least something very similar to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did it. Castra Mabania belongs to us now. Nago and her people took Alice to Radasha to receive treatment. Alpha Node tells me she'll make a full recovery. I know I should be happy. We won, and with minimal casualties, but somehow it feels empty. We should report to General Alden. Ryle wasn't here. But who knows? Maybe one of Raban's men found something which could lead us to her. Can't hurt to ask anyway. Commander Hext, fine work you did today. After Specula Imperatorus, we needed a resounding victory like this. Thanks to you, Rhalgr's star yet burns bright. I'm glad. I really am. But you should know that Alisei was injured in the fighting. Regrettable, but I am pleased to hear that she will make a full recovery. Redola's parting words, on the other hand, ring less favorably in my ears. But if Xenos wishes to invite us to his so-called royal hunt, then this bull would fain accept. What troubles you, Lise? Oh, it's nothing really. It's just that we're almost to the end, but we've still got to save Kryl and do so much more. We'll find her soon enough. Pippin has his best men scouring the Castrum's archives as we speak. Listen, Lise. It will take time for us to fully occupy the Castrum and prepare to advance to the locks. While we wait, there is something I would like to show you, both of you. After all, this may be the last chance we have to catch our breath before the final push. I don't see why not. Then, come with me to Radasha. From there, we'll follow another road south. Even after all these years, it's still the same. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You deserve a proper welcome. Lise, I brought you here for a reason.
wanted to show you this house. My house.
You mean, this is where you grew up?
Aye. Not much to look at, is it? Same could be said of the village. It was damn near impossible to live off the land, barren as it was, which is why so many of us traded our plowshares for swords. Swords and uniforms, mind. We became military men. Tensions were rising between Alamigo and the Empire, and there was always a need for more soldiers to watch the border. It was only a matter of time before the first skirmishes broke out. It's a frightening thing to face Magitech armor for the first time. But after a lot of trial and error, I found ways to bring them down. After a few victories, people even said I had a knack for it. And then one day they hit us. Hard. I was wounded and sent home to recover. Back here.
Will you remain silent for fear of the Mad King's vengeance? Of his eyes and ears in the shadows and his knives in the dark? You, who call this living dishonor our nation. It is but a slow death. Liberty or death? Liberty or death? If this be your creed, then raise up your hands, raise up your voices! Together we will tear Theodoric from the throne! Together we will reclaim our freedom! Send you home to mend, did they?
Aye, sir. Garlean's got the better of us. The chirurgeons say I'm healing well, so it won't be long now.
Liberty or death, is it? Tell me, soldier, what do you think those words mean?
We must needs be willing to die for liberty.
Spoken like a true patriot. But liberty should not be the end in of itself. Liberty is a chance to build something better. A stronger, more prosperous home for our people. It's not quick or easy work. And it is never truly finished. But if you neglect it, then sooner or later, you look up to find you've traded one tyrant for another.
Well, sir, I've never asked for much. Never wanted to live like a king, just wish it were a little bit easier is all. For me and everyone else. And I'm willing to die for that, if that's what it takes.
Dying is easy, soldier. Living is harder. Rest, mend. Regain your strength. You'll need it in the days to come. And mayhap one day we will need it too.
Conrad chose you as his successor, Lise, and I will not gainsay his decision. I have but one question to ask. Liberty or death. Those were Curtis's words and his creed. Will you swear by your father's creed before your comrades and the gods?
Liberty or death. That's all you can hope for in war. Father understood that. And you want to know if I do too. I swear to you, here and now, I will fight until the end. Be it liberty or be it death. But the freedom we win must be for every Alamegan, even ones like Fordola, though they may hate us, and the Ananta, though they may fear us. We'll fight, and we'll talk, and we'll find a way to make it work for all of us. Compared to all that, retaking our home will seem like the easy part.
A good oath. And there is naught else to say. You are indeed your father's daughter.
I assume everybody recognized our favorite punching bag there.
What punching bag? Where?
Ilberd. He was standing next to Raban during that cutscene.
Oh, yeah. Dale. Well, he's dead now, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Well, we assume he's dead. He threw himself off of a tower and then turned into a dragon, so...
Yeah.
Even a blind man could see that Lise wasn't herself. Not that I don't understand. To be thrust into a position of authority under such circumstances, to be made responsible for the lives of so many, it isn't easy. And when you see your friend get cut down before your eyes, it only gets harder. I'll wager she thought that Alice was dead for a moment back there. It is one thing to risk your life for a cause, but to risk that of another is a burden no soldier is ever truly ready to shoulder. The fear, the guilt, it weighs on her, and that's good. It will make her a better commander. But first, she needs to learn to carry it, to not let it break her, to remember that some causes are worth fighting for. Liberty or death, her father's words, gave me strength once. Mayhap they'll do the same for her now. Right then. I think I've said enough. The two of you can head back. I mean to stay a bit longer. I understand. He's been away for a long time, and he probably wants to be alone for a while. Let's head back to Radasha. You're one of those adventurers, aren't you? Travel this way and that, always helping folks. Well, I believe I speak for all of us here when I say we need your help. I'm sure you've noticed, but we don't have much. The only reason we get by is a merchant who comes and sells us supplies. I say sell, but it's so cheap he might as well give it away. Trouble is, without so much as a word, he suddenly stopped coming. I'd go and search for him myself, but anyone who could have kept watch while I'm gone has been conscripted by the damn Imperials. Would you try asking around at Radasha and see if anybody's seen him? He always talked about going there, so I figure it's a good place to start. Wait. Am I the only one who feels like I'm being watched? I don't know if it's Imperials or bandits, but I know there's more than one of them. Let's split up. You head northwest, I'll head northeast. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Seven hells, he's seen us. Sod it. Dead's as good as alive to the Imperials. Well, they had no idea who they were messing with.
Nope.
They attacked you too, didn't they? I had no choice. They're Alamegan, not even conscripts by the look of them. Barely adults. In fact, some of their faces look familiar. Wait, I remember. They're from Radasha. They must have seen us when we were looking for Stark. They probably thought the Imperials would reward them if they captured or killed. Oh, gods. Alizé and Alphinaud could be in danger too. We have to get back to Radasha and find Nago. Cold Hearth? Why would anyone sell their wares in that ghost town? What's all this about? You two look ready for a fight. We were ambushed by villagers outside Radasha, and thought they might try to attack you too. Are you alright? We're fine. The twins are at Stark's. Alizé was asleep last I checked. I'm sorry, did you say you were ambushed by villagers? Not soldiers? Did they not see what we just did to Castra Mabanya? God's damn fools. We overheard you talking. The ones that attacked you. They were young, less than 20 summers? I thought so. It's always the young ones. The ones who have only ever known the occupation. They're the ones you've got to look out for. See, the only decent work to be found in Radasha is for the Imperials, and everyone knows it. Children grow up knowing it. They have it pounded into their skulls that the best way they can hope for is to serve an Imperial officer. Bloody fools! After everything they've seen us accomplish, they ought to be begging to fight for the Resistance, not against us. They've been living in the shadow of the castrum their whole lives. A few victories won't change that. Aye, you get some who can't wait to spit in a soldier's eye, but they get beaten for their trouble or worse. even so. And the ones that don't fight back but refuse to beg, well, they just starve. Beat the dog that bites his master's hand, and ignore the dog that refuses to do his bidding, see? In the end, the ones that learn to abide are the ones who survive. Now, you may say it's all about to change, and I believe you. Many here do. But a young man or woman who grew up knowing what he knows has got every reason to doubt. Remember that. Do what you have to, if it comes to it. But remember that. The sooner we liberate Ala Mhigo and bring an end to the occupation, the better. Only then can we show these youths that things do not have to be this way. Only then will they know what it means to live free. We're going to build a new home for ourselves. Together. A better home than they've ever known. I've been thinking, if Alisei needs more time to heal, maybe we should move her to Ralger's Reach. She can receive much better care there, after all. Our infirmary is probably the best place for her, short of sending her to Gridania. Indeed, and given what Mistress Woad has told us, I would rather she did not remain here. Then it's settled. Nago, go and see about getting us a carriage and an escort. Alphinaud, you should get your sister ready for the journey. Would you mind going on ahead and telling Aurelia that we're on our way? I want a bed waiting for Alisei when she arrives. A merchant traveling to Coldhearth? Wait, that's the guy in league with the Imperials, isn't it? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I've heard of him. His name's Frolk. Some folks say he's doing the people a favor, but I think he's up to something. Actually, I don't know why I mounted up. La la.
For a second there, your teleport did not show up.
It's over here.
Frog's right here.
Oh, you're at a different person than I am at. That's fine.
Well, now I'm interested what Emo found. They're asking about me in Coldhearth? I'd love to help, but the situation has gotten complicated, you see. The reason I was selling to them so cheap is because someone else was footing the bill. Some Imperial soldier. Said he grew up there. He went to the Garleans willingly, if you can believe it. They made him a watchman or something. A watchman at one of their labor camps. But he's been funneling all of his pay to me, granted I keep peddling my goods at Coldhearth. Afraid his friends and family would refuse his gifts after turning his back on them. He got the smart idea of sending me up there, selling whatever they need for next to nothing. Thing is, he hasn't contacted me in days. Shame, too. On my next trip, I was supposed to deliver a bottle of arak. It's hard to come by nowadays, but he paid me good money to find it. Would you mind taking it there for me? As for this conversation, I'll leave it up to you whether or not to tell anyone. All things considered, I think he might have wanted someone to know. Oh yeah, this is the other one. Want to trade? You show me the goods first, then maybe we'll make a deal. Guys, these are military issue Mark 43 sedatives. High quality stuff. Someone snatched a batch a while ago, but you wouldn't believe how quickly Imperial medicines sell. Folk are always on edge around here, you see, never knowing when the Empire might decide to launch an assault. Some get so worked up that they could scarcely sleep without a little alchemical encouragement. How much do you want for them? A bit curious how you came by this stash, but I'll take it off your hands all the same. Food? Is it just food? Alright, well, here's a sack full of assorted edibles. Nice doing business with you. Sometimes I'm not sure if I've actually picked KJ up or not.
Sometimes you guys move forward a bit and it's out of my range. I'm like, wait, I was just in range and now I'm not. So you see me running, catching up.
Mm-hmm. Now, with the way it kind of stacks all of our names on top of each other when you're in the vehicle, it's kind of hard to tell who's here.
But yeah, my head doesn't change either, though, so it's the same height. In or out.
With you being all in black.
Huh?
And with you being all in black,
Oh, yeah.
you kind of blend in.
Ninja.
Did you get the food? Tell me you got the food. Oh, praise the heavens. And praise you too, stranger. This will be the first proper meal we've had in days. Go back and speak with my large friend, if you would. I'd wager he'd like to show his thanks as well. Surprised to see us trading in Imperial supplies. My quick-fingered friend once worked in a storeroom at Castra Mabania, and swiped those sedatives before she left. This settlement's full of those as used to labor for the Imperial army. Folk in Aligiri may have traded with the Empire, but even they spit on Redanches. The army's whipped curs, they called us. That's why we needed you to make the deal. If one of us dared to set foot in that town, they'd chase us out with a hail of stones, or worse. But now we can eat our fill, get our strength back, and try to move on. Kind-hearted heroes like you are a godsend. Find any sign of the merchant? He was paid to come here by an Imperial turncoat? They worked at a labor... No, it can't be. A bottle of art. My son said... He said someday we'd... Never mind about the merchant. Here, it's not much, but you deserve it. Thank you for this. Hey, KJ. To Ralger's Reach.
Where is that one again? Is that by Fingers?
The Fringes, yeah.
Okay.
Do you require assistance? Very well. We'll make ready to receive the patient at once. Give me a hand, would you? There. All crisp and freshly laundered. We're here. Is everything in order? Right. We'll bring her in. Honestly, Alphanode, you needn't have gone to this trouble. What can I say? It seemed a good way to discourage you from limping off to battle when my back was turned. Listen to Aurelia, please. You need your rest. I know, I know. Any sign of Kryl? She'll be cross if you make her wait too long. As will I. Ha! A chilling prospect indeed. I'll find her, sister. And I'll fight twice as hard for the both of us. They're good together, when they're not at each other's throats. I miss that feeling. I have a favor to ask. Would you mind waiting outside for me? I won't be a moment. I didn't even notice the name of the quest. And now we have the trailer version of Lise.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. Well, what do you think? I know it's a bit old-fashioned, but in a traditional sort of way, Ida wore it whenever she could. Not that I'm pretending to be her or anything. Not again. It's just, if this is the last battle we fight to free El Amigo, then she ought to be a part of it. It's nice of you to say so. And a bit embarrassing. But mostly nice. Anyway, the real reason I asked you here was to sneak in a warm-up before the final battle. There's this place I know where monks used to spar as part of their training. Care to join me?
Still, it's not nice to engage in a fist fight with everybody who fights from range. Maybe we got a little carried away. But you have to admit that was fun. Thank you. You're the best kind of friend. The kind that's not afraid to knock some sense into you.
Grats.
Thank you. Grats, Ema. I don't know how long ago you went up, but...
Oh yeah, grats,
Indeed, I didn't notice that either. That was a couple of quests ago. Now that Alisaie's settled in, it's time we rejoin the fight. Though, actually, maybe you and Alpha Node should go on ahead without me. I need to talk strategy with the officers, and that might take a while. there you are. What was it the least wanted of you? Aha! A sparring match on the destroyer's very palm. I would have liked to have seen that. But she is right. We have lingered here long enough. I am ready to depart when you are. Take care, you two. Don't do anything I wouldn't. And you had better not raise from that bed until you are given express permission to do so. Urianger will be paying you a visit soon, and he is already worried enough as it is. We have a long road ahead of us. Lead the way. Well, I guess back to
Alagira?
Yes.
Can we fly here?
Nope. Although we probably could. We need 2 more aetheryte currents here. One from a quest and one located around. And I bet this is the quest right here. Indeed it is. Fancy yourself as our village savior, do you? If you truly mean what you say, I have a mind to introduce you to someone. His name's Sayer. Used to be one of the quarry's finest workers, he did. He keeps fighting the good fight to restore Alagana to its former glory. But I do worry about the toll it must be taking on a man of his years. Have a chat with him if you're interested in helping. Thank you for coming. I'm still waiting for a few more villagers to arrive. The old bugger's treating us to another of his speeches, I see. How long do you plan to continue living in abject squalor, I ask you? It's high time we brought back the quarry that once made me proud to hail from Alagana. Some of you may be young enough to remember, maybe too young to remember. But the quarry used to mean everything to this village. Bloody hells. When is this old codger going to stop harping on about the good old days? Time you opened your eyes, you daft bugger. Time's long since passed when we could sell stone here for a decent amount of gil. It's about time you faced facts. There's no coin to be had sweating away your life in that bloody quarry. It'd be better served going out and hunting my own food. Just hear me out. If you give up on the quarry, then you'll be giving up on the village itself. Even the hardest rocks will break if you keep chiseling away at it. Life's the same. Grandfather, that's enough. I can tell you now that no one here would claim to be happy with their lot. But there's nothing that can be done. You remonstrating with everyone is hardly going to do any good. Svetlov, what do you expect with that attitude? No one's going to work to improve things when even my own granddaughter has next to no motivation. There's a reason you don't see much quarrying going on anymore. There's no demand for it. We can get by just fine with the stones we gathered in the past and those we salvaged from ruined buildings. Prosperity doesn't lie in wait for us at the quarry, only monsters. It's about time you realize that we're lucky just to be alive these days. Come on, grandfather, let's go home. Blasted girl understands nothing. Of course everything's gonna seem pointless if you're only sleepwalking through life. And who in the hells are you, anyway? I ain't doing this for your amusement. I am indeed the sayer you speak of. Ragnfrid sent you my way, you say? So you're the lad we have talking about saving Rakrata. Or we had thank for saving Rakrata. I can tell you more fire in your belly than this entire village. Perhaps you'll be able to see that I'm not crazy as these buggers think me. Alagana owes everything to the quarry. The stones we extracted were sold and were solid and pleasing and pleasing on the eye to boot. We've even supplied the stone used to build the palace. Ah, those were the days. It was the Imperial invasion that changed everything. Those bastards thought stone structures barbaric, favored their cold, tasteless metallic building instead. They say they look civilized. Don't make me laugh. The final blow to our way of life came when the Garlemald began recruiting our youth for their own army. We lost just as many to the rebel cause. With no one left to tend the quarry, it slowly fell into ruin and is now overrun with beasts. The few of us that remain that have been left to eke out a living using any means we can. I swear on Ralger's very name, if we could just take back the sleeping stones, this whole village would brim with vitality again. I just need something that proves the beasts are gone from the quarry. Then the villagers would surely see fit to help me restore it to its former glory. I know this is a lot to ask a complete stranger, but it's not as if I'm spoiled for choice right now. Would you be able to rid the quarry of those damn monsters and bring me back 2 Urios soulstones? I'll forever be in your debt. That's what we call a very, very strong, what do we call those things?
Aether? No, I don't know.
Alright, how do we get over there? Aha. Oh, and if KJ and Emo are wondering how I've gotten ahead of y'all with levels, apparently. On Sunday, I was flying around filling in maps back in Heavensward content. So I was getting XP from just discovering new areas.
Makes sense. I was surprised when you did before me.
Oh, good. Do we need to kill this guy?
Well, there's the red mark on the map which tells us where these guys are, but apparently they're also here.
Alright.
Which I do find funny. Both in this game and in WoW, you can run into the enemies that you need outside of the region that the game tells you they're in. But in WoW, often if you kill them outside the region, it just ignores them.
Yeah, you don't get credit for it.
Yeah, you don't get the creds.
I imagine we are about to be jumping off of a cliff, just so y'all are aware.
I'll close my eyes.
Well, aren't we done?
Oh, are you saying so that we can teleport instead of jumping off the cliff?
If I can get this off in 2 seconds. Yes.
That was pretty cool.
Did you guys fall at the jump? Oh, wow, Kath.
They teleported out during the fall. I landed before I called it. I was going to complete my jump, damn it.
I was in the middle of, hurry, 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 get it going, get it going.
It was kind of fun to teleport in the middle of the fall, though.
That would have been cool looking. I didn't know if you could. That's why I was like, hurry, hurry, hurry.
You can while you're flying, so it makes sense you could.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to see you've returned. It'd be even nicer if you happen to be in possession of certain stones. Yes, that is exactly what I was after. Let's waste no time showing them to the others. It's been far too long since the last ray of hope shone into the villagers' miserable lives. I believe now we can fly.
Not me.
We're still missing one? Yep, we're still missing one.
I might be, okay.
This is probably the one that I was looking for down south, but it was obviously too far away to be down there, so it must be up here somewhere.
The 1,000 something alms away or whatever, yeah. I was wondering where that guy was. Of course, those stupid spirits throw me off.
Good lord, did we just miss it when we were here before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have been here before, huh?
Just right here. We walked right past it. Twice. And now, in the immortal words of Doc Brown, roads. Where we're going, we don't need no roads.
These designs look like the Aetherites. Those rocks.
Mm-hmm. And now, as is standard procedure in this game, we have learned how to fly. That means it's time to go to another zone where we can't fly anymore.
Yeah. Pippin, buddy.
You're returned. How fares your sister, Alphanode? Her rapier wit remains undulled, for better or for worse. Have there been any developments in our absence? I am proud to say that Castrum Abania is now wholly under our control. At present, we are taking stock of the enemy's supplies and redistributing them amongst our men. Also, while sifting through the officer's documents, we learned that a unit of skulls under Fordola's command passed through the castrum en route to the capital, with a single prisoner in custody. Trial. It has to be her. In all likelihood, yes. You will be glad to hear that the tunnel leading to the locks has been secured by our soldiers and is now safe to travel. And one final piece of good news. Reinforcements from all 4 Alliance nations have arrived and joined the main host, which has established a new base of operations within the locks. Commander Hex should be arriving soon, yes? When she does, we will call a meeting and discuss the final stage of Rhalgr's Beacon. Sorry for keeping you all waiting. An all-Megan folk dress? How very fitting. And well-fitting, I might add. I wanted to do something for Ida. And myself. I just realized, she's actually wearing pants now.
Uh-huh. Alphanode, you old dog, you.
He's going to have to get out his sketchbook.
Yeah.
This is it. The last push. We're coming, Kryl.
That's if Kryl didn't take it before she disappeared.
I'm sure he has extras.
Probably.
I remember my father's words, how they rang in my ears as we left Castrum Abania behind and looked out over the locks before us. Comrades brave and true, they had come from all across Eorzea to stand with us, to stand against oppression and tyranny. 20 years the Empire had ruled us, but no longer. Liberty or death. Liberty or death.
So she said that twice. That's kind of ominous.
Ere we begin, I would say to you as a proud son of Alamigo that I am grateful to each and every one of you for your part in this endeavor. Now, to the heart of the matter. The enemy appears content to remain within the city walls and await the inevitable siege. Open conflict has been sporadic thus far. Whether Xenos is biding his time until reinforcements arrive, or attempting to bait us into a trap. None can say. We know better than to trust his word.
Regardless, we can ill afford to present Garlemald with a chance to ready her legions. It would be in our best interest to press for a swift resolution.
A long siege wouldn't be good for the people in the city either. If food becomes scarce, you know who'll starve first.
Just so. Therefore, I propose we commit our forces to an all-out assault. What say you? Twould seem we are of one mind. Then let us proceed to the how of it. The immortal flames will form the vanguard, supported by the archers and the conjurers of the Order of the Twin Adder, under the Elder Seedseer's command. Once the main host has cleared a path to the walls, we will bring forward the artillery of the Maelstrom and the Temple Knights. I would have your cannons pound the gates and punch a hole right through the middle of their defenses.
What about the resistance?
Your part will be to occupy the residential district and keep civilians out of harm's way. The people are more like to trust their own.
Of course. You can count on us.
Remember that there is a second entrance to the city proper there. If all goes to plan, we will have secured 2 points of entry. Once both objectives are complete, we press on into the city, surround the palace, and hunt down Xenos. As for the Scions, you will be held in reserve as an irregular unit until we have more intelligence on your captured comrade. Kryle's rescue will be your primary concern, but I dare say we'll find a use for you once her freedom has been secured.
Thank you, General. I pray we find her quickly.
Rhalga's beacon nears its end. Soon, my friends, Alamigo will be ours once more!
Don't get the 8th right.
Not yet. I don't think they did either, the girls. I also think, what's his name? Dragon Slayer guy showing up right now would be pretty cool.
He almost has to. He's been popping up in several locations, but we haven't seen him yet.
Yeah. Took that cannon out, was pretty cool. That was...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was all like, we're screwed. And then they showed that. I was like, oh, no, we're not screwed.
Indeed. Although I did find it funny, they said, in the midst of the chaos at Castrum Argade, or Castrum whatever. I was like, what chaos? There shouldn't be any chaos there.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, Denistinian made some chaos. So...
Came after the fact.
I'm back.
Did you get the ether right?
I did.
Alright. The stage is set, and the players are assembled. Eorzea has come at last to drive the invaders from her lands. What would Grandfather say if he were with us here today? For all of our other accomplishments, Krile remains in the hands of our enemy, and I find myself wondering if I could have done more. Though we know now that she was taken to the city, we have found nothing which might tell us where she is being held. You know, you could just ask me. Thangrid, what have you learned? I shall spare you the particulars of my infiltration and simply state that I have seen her with my own eyes. She is being held within the residential district south of the city proper. I tracked her to the ruins of an old temple of the Fists of Rhalgr, which the Imperials have constructed a research facility. A research facility? What manner of research? Why, methods to imbue Garleans with the power to manipulate Aether, in pursuit of which goal the scientists have, I am sorry to report, performed many questionable experiments on living subjects. What? Calm down, Alphanode. We've already been tasked with securing the Alamegan quarter. This just gives us the reason to do it faster. I entered and exited the facility by stowing aboard Imperial transports, but that method is not suitable for a larger force. And it goes without saying that a direct assault on the rather substantial main gates would be ill-advised. I think I might know someone who can help. One of my men. He had an idea about how to get into the city. Actually, it might be best if I let him explain it himself. It's been a while. I'll not take offense if you don't remember. Might even be glad of it. Alagana, am I right? Aye. Whisker's the name. I was raised in the peaks, but my mom grew up in the city. He wrote. I reckon we can get inside the Alamegan quarter by way of Loch Seld. What? How? There's a story my mom told which made me think of it. She was always going on about what life was like when she was a girl, see? How they used to have to boil the water from the well before they could drink it since it was full of salt. They were drawing salt water from the lochs, which means there must be an underwater tunnel or something. Aye, that's it. But it won't be as simple as going for a swim. The well was closed, see? Apparently Theodoric decided one day he wanted to control the water supply and forbade water trading. So even if you came up through it, you'd find yourself on the wrong side of a locked gate. At the time, my grandfather had, being an enterprising sort, befriended a guard and lifted the key from his belt. He made a copy and carried it on selling water until the Imperials invaded, and he ended up working at the saltery. In short, we need your grandfather's key, assuming he still has it. I'm certain he does, and I can take you to it, but it'll be dangerous. Don't you worry about that. We're used to dangerous. Nago and Arnvald will assemble a squadron while the rest of us go and get that key. And I believe that is probably a good place to stop for the night.
Because this is going to be a break apart one because she's highlighted, right?
Yep. So just give me one moment and I'll wind down the stream. Alright guys, I believe we are going to call it here for the night. Assuming we can survive the queue tomorrow, we might just finish Stormblood tomorrow. or base Stormblood at least. So, until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time, and have a good night.